welcome to this Bitcoin update. It's going to be a bit of a different update than I usually do. So we ain't going to cover any order flow or lower time setups or trade ideas that I'm looking at or realistic price predictions. What we are going to look at is more macro on a macro timescale. So we got rejected at this value area low. We had a fake out where we did actually get into this volume range that we was talking about in our last video and also on the Telegram channel as well. We were watching this area for a short and we did get into the short on there and some scalp long positions. Now, one thing that we must look at, we've lost the point of control support, or we're fighting against this point of control. But we lost this anchored VWAP, and that was very, very important. When we lost this anchored VWAP, which is taken from the 49,000 lows, it didn't look very good. However, this is on the Bybit chart. But things are very different on the Binance and Coinbase chart. So if we actually go to the actual Binance chart, we can see that we have not hit that anchored VWAP, which is very important, from 49,000 lows. Yeah, so we are, that anchored VWAP is sitting about 92k, and 92k is very, very good level because we have a weekly level, daily level there, naked point of controls, and from a Fibonacci perspective, it is support 786 there as well. Which I don't really follow, but I know some people want to see those fib levels. We also have the value area low of the whole profile, which is very, very important. So if we look at this profile, yeah, going back to November 2024, a year ago, we can see that we're in this range. Yeah, we're in this profile. So we had a rejection or a fake out above it twice, because I don't really count that one there as a. Actually, let me just get this more cleaned up for you. Let me get rid of a few things so it makes sense. So let me just take that away, and let me just also take that away. Yeah. So when we actually have a look at this profile, we can see the bottom of the profile is sitting in this larger profile. So we have a this larger profile, and we have a smaller profile. We're going to focus on both because it's very, very important. Okay, so we have this larger profile, which is from November. Okay, so the low of that profile is at 81. Let's just say 81,700. Yeah, and the top of that profile is going to be 122. And then we have this profile that we're currently in. So we have profiles in profiles, and you can learn about this in my upcoming webinar. But let's ignore this profile because they're done. We're in this profile now, this larger profile, which is from here to there. And we can see at 92k, let's say 92k, we do have some important levels, and this level here is very, very important. Okay, because this is the value area low. We also have some naked daily point of control levels there as well. And if we have a look at this anchored VWAP, it's also sitting there as well. So we have a few levels there, and this support really needs to hold. Yeah. So if we also have a look at the 2-day Coinbase, we are actually resting on that. We actually bounced off the anchored VWAP as well. So they all have different anchored VWAP levels, and we must look at each exchange in a different way. I want to draw our attention also to the bottom of my VWAP band, which is the sniper VWAP. Yeah, because if we turn this on, we can see that this level is going to be very, very important, which is 101,600. 101,600. You know, if we do get a bounce from here, or if we do get a bounce, which I think is more realistic, is a 92k, I think the bounce will be short-lived, and I think we will get rejected and actually come back down to the lower part of this band. Okay, because these bands have always worked in the past. Okay, so I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not giving you any financial advice. I'm just telling you from an indicator and volume profile and VWAP profile profiling, that's what I would be looking at. Not from a day trading perspective, because for day trades, there's always going to be day trades. We follow order flow. This is for more of a macro. Where will Bitcoin bounce? Where is it going to be bottoming? You know, so those are the levels that I'm going to be looking at. So this level here for me is very, very important, which is the same level as this one on the Bybit chart, which is the bottom of that profile. If we do lose this profile, then the next place I'll be looking at is 87,000, which is here, 88, 87,000, and also 82,000. And if that fails, well, what do you want me to tell you? You know, we just have to scout the ranges, and but that is our. I mean, this support has to hold, and this has to hold. If this does not hold, I don't really want to make a prediction, but we're on our way down to at least 40, 30k. I mean, it's gonna get there very, very fast. You know, because I don't think, in my opinion, that this Fibonacci level will hold. It's not going to hold if we lose 81k. Yeah, we could have a fake out like we did before and visit 74k, 72k. Absolutely, we can chop around here, you know, before we make a continuation up. We have liquidity above us, so we're not going to just drop down in one go, but we have to prepare ourselves and have a trading plan, and there has to be part of the trading plan. What if this happens? What if that happens? Because a lot of people are bearish, we're in extreme fear, and you got all this FUD on the internet. This person selling, it doesn't matter. We look at the charts. Let's just look at the charts. You know, we understand liquidity. We know there's liquidity above us. We know we're going to get a bounce. You know, that bounce could happen tomorrow in Asia. So coming back to this chart here, which is the Coinbase one, which seems to be the most reliable one out of Bybit and Binance, it seems to be the most reliable one. I'm going to start using this chart a lot more. So I did actually take a long position, and everybody in my group took a long position, and we took it about 94 something thousand. Yeah, 94 372, and I just closed the position today as well. So it was a good scalp level. It was a level that we were looking at for at least a couple of days. We also took a short from 95 443 to 94 to 293. This was taken live in the actual VIP group that I run as well. So there's always going to be shorting opportunities and longing opportunities. So yeah, really happy about that. Now coming back to these levels that I have marked off here, I personally think, and I could be wrong, I personally think that we will bounce. I think we will chop around here until tomorrow, which is Sunday. I think we'll have a bounce trade from about 92k. I think we are going to visit this, and plus we have this order block here, 8-hour order block here as well. So many different levels, you know, that could indicate that we could bounce from here. But there's a couple of other things that I want to look at outside order flow. And then these are the three levels here, which one we talked about already, 92k, and the next one is 90k, and the other one is at 86. So price could aggressively wick down to fill some of this profile. I mean, this is historically has shown us volume support, but when I say fill this profile, I'm looking at it live. You're looking at it in static, using this indicator, but I look at this live in a software called Atos. So we could actually fill this profile up, and we're only going to know that tomorrow, just before Asia opens. And that's my prediction. If this profile fills up, and obviously you cannot see this on TradingView, you'd have to have softwares like Atos, and that's the only software I think that can actually show us that. If I see this profile fill, this will give me more confidence to swing long here. Now this swing position we need to talk about that I want to take, is it going to go to all-time highs? I don't think it will. And for that we need to look at something else. We need to study the NUPL chart, which shows us a lot of things. So if anybody doesn't know what NUPL, you can read up on it here or chat GPT it. I don't really have time here to educate you on that. But what I'm going to do is simplify this. So this is the same thing we're looking at, but from an indicator point of view. Yeah. This is going to show us where we are going to bottom. So we are seeing bottoming signals, can't say the word properly. And at the moment we are at minus 3.22, but we need to get down to into this box here, which is going to be approximately, I would say, it's going to be minus, let's just say minus 2.50. Okay. Also, this indicator here is usually quite accurate, which works in combination with this. We do have AI running into this as well. So this indicator is showing us a bottom, but we haven't bottomed yet because we need actually two green bars to pair like this, and they need to be, although we can see them in real time appearing and disappearing, they're not fully static yet. So once these are static, that will give us a bottoming signal. Also, this green box that I have over here is where I'm going to be looking for those swing longs. Now, looking at this pattern here, we want to get a pattern like this printing on this 3-day daily chart, but we don't really have 3 days left, because I already have said that we need to see some bottoming signals by tomorrow, or at least when Asia opens. So because we're looking at this on a 3-day time frame, when we actually change this to say like a daily time frame, we can see that we are nearly there. And I think we need one more red day to get this to bottom out, because we're nearly there. We only need to come down to about there, and that only needs to come down, that only needs to climb back up to minus 2.2. I can't do this properly. 2.52. Okay, so when this bottoms out, this is going to start climbing back up, and that's what we want to see. Okay, so, and then by that time we'll have a green arrow printed on this indicator as well. However, there's a problem. Now what I'm going to show you is AI. And this is something we've been running inside TeamViewer and a couple other programs, just back testing it and also live testing yours, and it's been quite accurate, and it will be available soon for everybody to download. So AI actually predicts, and it's been correct all the time. AI actually predicts that we are going to bottom out very soon at 93. So 93,800 to 93, let's say 93, 92. So we're going to have another retest of that level. So we're coming back to what we just said on this chart here. We're looking for this level here, but it has to happen like by tomorrow. This cannot go into next week for this to play out. And if we do that, we're probably going to get a bounce and get rejected at 108K, and for a continuation lower to 86K. So this is something I'm watching out for, and that would also make sense when I'm looking at this, because we do have some levels above us where we could fake out, grab that liquidity, trap the long positions for a continuation down, because in my opinion all of this here will get filled, because I'm looking at profiles, and if I turn that off, I think we are going to be bouncing, rejecting, and simply coming back to the bottom of this value area low, which is sitting at let's say $82,000. So that is what I'm looking for on a macro level, and this will be the make or break. Remember that we can wick down and do this here. If we do this, and I don't know when this is going to happen, this could be happened November, December, I don't know, you know, when this is going to happen. I will be looking for bottom signals for a continuation up, because we know we have liquidity above us. Yeah, all of this is manipulation, and we have to work our way around this and say, what if? You're going to have various trading plans. You know, for a day trader, it doesn't matter, because I'm a day trader, I'm a scalper, I'm not in the positions for long. But you know, it's very rarely that I open swing longs, but now I am actually looking for some swing longs. So I'm going to look for a swing long, 92k, to take it up to 100,000 and 100,100, see what happens there, and see if this changes as well. Yeah, then if I see the signals that longs are getting trapped and money flow is still leaving, and we don't have an increase in money flow at those levels, or even at these levels, yeah, then I'm going to be taking a very aggressive short position, because if this fails and this fails, it's going to be a very fast move down, a very fast move down. So there you have it. That's my macro outlook on Bitcoin. Do I think the bull market's over? Do I think we're in a bear market? That doesn't matter. And you know, F the 4-year cycle. I mean, if you guys want to be trapped in this four-year cycle thing, then it's silly, because everything changed after the ETFs came in, after we have institutional money coming in. The US government needs to print money. Once you print the money, Bitcoin will go back to all-time highs. Yeah? It's got nothing to do with government shutdown. It's to do with basic economics. Until then, we'll scalp the ranges, take mini swing long positions, and take short positions. Yeah. So that's all I have for you guys. I will do a better update tomorrow. I'm not feeling too great today, but I thought I'd get this update out for you. Please remember to follow me on X for live trade setups, and also I am actually on WOP now, so there is a free Bitcoin trading course that you can take, and I also do mentorships as well. And if you want to book a one-to-one Zoom call where I discuss your strategy and how AI can improve your strategy, we do take on development work, and we do provide AI services. And if you want to join my new Telegram group, which gives you live updates in real time, the link is here. And I'm also hosting a free webinar this Monday, so you can sign up to this webinar as limited spots as well. I want to give a big shout out to the sponsors of our channel, especially BYDFI. They're doing amazing 20% deposit bonus. So if you do want to open an account with BYDFI, you can click on this link below here, and open an account up with this exchange. LBANK's doing a good offer as well, 200% deposit bonus. Then we have KCEX, which is good for scalping, and MEXC. So all of these exchanges are used on a daily basis. So if you do want to open an account, click on one of these links, open the account. You can send me a UID and I'll let you into the free Telegram group. That's all I have for you guys. Like I said, I'm not feeling too great today, but I thought I'd get this update out. I will have more of a updated update tomorrow before Asia opens. Thank you very much. Have a great day.